Hello guys, as promised, I'm here filming my favourite brushes video. Today the focus isn't actually going to be on my makeup and how everything comes together. It's more going to be about demonstrating my brushes and how they apply, the finish, all of that stuff, and just talking through some of them. All of the brushes but one are from Sigma, but that is not sponsored, that is not any paid collaboration or anything like that. That's just like where all my brushes are from. The quality is amazing, so yeah, just a heads up, it's not sponsored. These are all the brushes I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to show you how I use them and many other ways you can use the same brush for different things, so you don't have to go out and buy all of them. There's multiple ways you can use brushes. Like, it always goes down to how you feel you should use them. I don't really listen to how they're supposed to be used. It's just kind of how I feel the brush works best, you know? So yeah, let's get started. I don't want to talk too much. So the first brush is this brush. This is the Sigma F80 Air. It's a flat kabuki brush and it is also duo fiber. And one quick fact about duo fiber finish, one fact about duo fiber brushes is that they give off the most natural finish. I don't know if you can see this, but the bristles are all different lengths. The black diffuses into the white, and that's just like to show you that there are different lengths in there, and that means that the makeup is just getting diffused more naturally and it just looks super soft and airbrushed. So that's what duo fiber brushes are for. I love this brush because of that reason. I love how it makes my makeup look so natural, and also I just find that because it is so easy to use, it's very quick to do my makeup and my base. I hate spending so much time on my base, so having a brush that really does the job very quickly for the results I want to achieve is like the ultimate goal. And you can see how smoothly that applies on the forehead as well. This brush isn't just for natural finishes, it's also able to be used for full coverage foundation. It is buildable, so you can just keep applying it and it just gives off a very natural but also full coverage finish, which is great for nights out and stuff like that, events, when you really want to look caked on. I think foundation brushes are the main investment when it comes to makeup brushes because they are for the base and that's what everyone sees mostly. So I definitely say invest in a good one, and if you're looking for a good natural finish one, the F80 Air is a great option. I'm going to be skipping steps such as eyebrows, mascara and stuff like that because you don't need brushes for that. So our next step I'm going to do is bronzer. So for bronzer I have two brushes that I really like. One is for liquids that I love to use, and this one is more for powders and all over powdering in general. And my favorite is this one. Everyone knows this is my favorite. When I use the Laguna, this is the one I use. This one that I love so much is the Sigma F25 tapered face brush, and it's a pointed tip, so it's great for getting in the temples and when you want precision when bronzing, because we want like chiseled cheeks, all of that stuff. So this one is great, and it's also still big, so it's still quick. I'm all about doing my makeup very quickly because I don't have time, don't have patience, and yeah, I just want to get out of the door and go to where I need to go. This brush is actually supposed to be used for powders, but I use it for liquids as well. So for me, liquids and powders are fine with this one. I don't use creams because the brush isn't very stiff. So when I'm using cream, the product doesn't really pick up, so it's not really a great option. I don't really use creams anyway, so that's not a problem for me. But yeah, I just use this for liquids mostly. For powder bronzers and just powder and anywhere in general, I love the Sigma F20 large powder brush. This brush is so big and it just does the job so quickly. This one isn't really about precision, it's more about just like all over when you want that kind of like sun bronze look where it's just everywhere and not like chiseled. This is the one I go for, and it's like domed as well, so it's good for if you want to have that precision. It's very possible. This brush is more for lightweight products and when you want to have a light finish of powder on your skin and not a heavy distribution. This one is perfect, it just picks up the right amount. If you do want a more defined look with this brush, it's very possible. I've showed you in my bronzer video how I do that. You basically just angle the brush like this using the side and just diffuse the bronzer as you do it, so it's also placing the product but also diffusing it at the same time. For blush, I have another duo fiber brush. This is the F15. It's the duo fiber powder blush brush, and it's quite domed but flat, so it's kind of a unique shape. It reminds me of a foundation brush, but it is for powders and blush. Now, because this is a duo fiber brush, it gives off a very natural finish again, and this is usually for powders, but I also don't mind using liquids with this one. I feel like they both work perfectly fine, and what I do is just do my usual high cheekbones, smile. And I do like flicking motions with this brush. I don't do like patting, I do flicking because it just helps with the blending and placement. I almost forgot concealer in this tutorial, and for concealer I love to use two brushes again. One is one that I talk about all the time, and it's the Morphe M510 brush. It's this one, I'm sure you guys have seen it, and this is the one I get most questions on. It's actually an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for concealer. After I've done my placement, this is what I diffuse and blend it with. And for my placement, I use this angled brush. This is actually for baking and setting powders. It's the Bake Precision P89 brush, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So I take a bit of my concealer. I'm not going to do too much today because I've already applied all the other products. I don't want to disturb that. So what I usually do is stretch my face out and pat that in with the Bake Precision brush just to get that into all the creases, and then I go in with the Morphe brush just to blend everything out. And then I go in with the M510 to just blend everything out on the edges, not where I have placed it right under my eye. I just use it to blend the edges onto my cheeks and into my blush. Because this brush is angled and it is stiff, this is more for full coverage, so this is exactly what you need for placement. And when you want to get right under your eye into the creases, you need a stiff brush, and then you can blend everything out with a nice diffused dome shaped eyeshadow brush, as I do. So when I set my eyes, I rarely do this. I do more now than I used to. I go in with the tapered highlight brush. This is the, what number is this? F351. This is actually a highlight brush, but because it has that nice tip and that nice shape, I just think it's really good for setting under your eye. I feel like it's designed for that and not for highlight. I feel like for highlight it's too big because, like, what? So I use this for setting. I hold the brush towards the end so it's not got too much pressure on there, and it can kind of just do what it wants. And then for highlight, I use the high cheekbone highlighter, the F031. This one is just the right shape. It's big but small, if that makes sense. It's big enough so it's quick and like you can get that diffused natural highlight look, but it's also small enough so you still have control. Don't know how to explain it, but that's the best I can do. I just take the product and I blend it into the brush so it's not too heavy on the brush, and then I just place, you know, very lightly, like I'm barely touching my skin. I just place it onto my cheeks. I am using a liquid in this instance, but I also use powders, but I feel like liquids just work nicer with this. So I am like patting on and not really like that. I'm more dabbing. Any leftover product, I just go over the center of my face so it's not too much. I don't want to look crazy. The worst thing is when I'm out and people are like, you've got something on your lip, and I'm like, it's supposed to be there. If I'm being honest, this is the final look. Like, these are all the brushes I love using. Like, genuinely, these are the ones I go for the most. When it comes to eyeshadows, I skip that step for a reason. I don't really have a favorite. Like, I'm not too picky when it comes to eyeshadow. I know most people are gonna think, oh, but that's like the main one, that's what you really need brushes for. But for me, the base is where I concentrate the most like quality brushes on. That's what I focus on. So that's like my main thing. Brushes for eyeshadow, I literally use any. It's not like I have set favorites. I have a few that I do like, but it's just like, You know, it's not like, oh my gosh, you guys need to buy this. So yeah, I skipped that step for a reason. Don't think I just forgot, like I just don't have a favorite. So yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. I actually like how it ended up looking without the mascara, eyeshadow, eyebrows and all of that. It looks very natural, so I might be repeating this. If you do want all the products that I used, I know I didn't mention them. They're all down below, including makeup, brushes, everything. Lipstick that I'm using as well that I put on, everything's included down below, so check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a very highly requested one, so I hope you got all the information you needed. And if you guys know any eyeshadow brushes that you can like advise other people to buy, do comment down below, because I couldn't, because I don't really use eyeshadow, but I'm sure some of you guys have gems that you love, so comment down below and just get everyone on it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on my next video.